which links the 5 aspects of service design and links the service design package. So these were things that were previously documented in chapters 3 and 5, but it wasn't clear how they were passed on or they were handed, what exactly they were about. So now we've got a process for coordinating and constructing those things. The other processes are still there and the same as they were previously. One of the areas that's caused a lot of debate around the world has been the service catalog. So we've revised the service catalog language, certainly regarding customer's view versus the technical view, and we put it. There's a couple more diagrams in there to try to clarify the service catalog area. Again, I think that you'll find that beneficial. So certainly, once again, we've expanded the design interfaces to other life cycle stages. Transition, in fact, those are the only 3 completely new processes. The other 3 books have not got any brand new processes, but each of the processes have enhanced. We've got better flow diagrams in the processes, and in transition, it's a clearer release and deployment process flow, and a much clearer definition of the relationship between the configuration management system and the service knowledge management system. So that's all that area there, which was a bit ambiguous previously, has now been clarified as well. This is an example of a new process flow. For those of you who are very familiar with, those experts on the line, very familiar with the old one, you'll see that there's a few more boxes in here which were not actually documented previously, but had to happen somewhere, but they didn't actually say them that they were there. Things like building and testing, so they're all in there now, and it's much clearer. And that's true. That's just an example. I put this one up, but it's true of incident and problem within operation as well. So again, enhanced process flows for the operational processes, as I said, in particular. Problem management. There's been some good enhancements to problem management around the proactive area, which was a little bit lacking in the previous version. So more about techniques for identifying incident root causes, etc. as well. So there's a lot of extra information there. And finally, the Continual Service Improvement book, the book that I've been working on, or I did work on. Those of you who are familiar with the 7-step improvement process, previously the 7-step improvement process had 8 steps. So the big change is that now it's only got 7 steps. So there's been actually we've made some considerable changes to that process and enhanced that and made it clearer. And we've embedded it within the Deming Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle, as well as within knowledge management. And we've also showed how it works with the CSI, what was called the CSI model previously, now the CSI approach. Where are you now, where do you want to be, and how do you get there, etc. So we brought them together to try to show how they all fit together. One thing we have introduced, quite a small thing, but I think useful, is a thing called the CSI register, which is a register of all the improvement initiatives that are in place within the organization and the priorities, so that we can see what they are and what's going on. I'm just going to do another little poll question here, which I'll just launch, just to be interested to see how mature the people on the call here, how mature their organization is, they rate their maturity of their organization against ITIL. Okay, some other things within the update of the book, I'll continue, is that the service manager has been killed off. You'd be sorry to hear if you're a service manager. No, the definition of a service manager, what we said is that service manager is a generic title, could cover any of the roles that we talk about within service management. So having a role that's called service manager was a little confusing for everyone. So we code it off, as I rather overstated that one. We've got some the same with the product manager as well. We've the ITIL organization examples, as I said, I mentioned before, we've got that about small companies and others as well, and the interfaces I've also mentioned, and the fact that we've changed good practice now to best management practice. It was best practice before. Okay, so I've got the result of the poll. 11% of the audits don't use it at all. 17% are fully mature with continual improvement embedded within their processes. Well done to you. Another 17% are rated themselves on a 4, implemented majority of the processes. 33% have implemented a number, and 22% are utilizing some aspects of ITIL. So that's very interesting. So as high as 34%, a third of you thought that think your maturity levels are 4 or 5, which is very impressive. So you can breathe a sigh of relief. Sorry. Everyone's certificate are still good and valid. There will not be a need to recertify. Vendors won't have to re-architect their tool sets. They're still the same 5 life cycle stages. There's deeper guidance, as I said. We fixed some inconsistencies, we removed errors, and we've documented interfaces. But that's it. So one of the questions I was asked when I did something like this previously, so do we need to start all over again if we've been using version 3? Or even, do I need to start over again if I've been using version 2 or 1? Well, the answer to all those questions is no, of course not. You just continue from where you are. Each version builds on the previous, and that's what continual service improvement is about, and that's what we're trying to do within the ITIL books as well. So it's just building on what you have and not having to throw things away and start again. You certainly won't have to do that. Just a little bit about exams. The new syllabus for all ITIL courses, there is a new syllabus for all ITIL courses, and it's going live on August the 8th. One exception is managing across the life cycle, which will be a little bit later, sometime in September time, I should think, or end of September perhaps, I don't know, but somewhere around there. But the old syllabuses can still be used until the end of the year. But there are new exams from August the 8th for all the other ITIL courses. But the exam, no matter whether you base your course, you attend a course on the new syllabus or the old syllabus, the exam will actually be the same. So they're not going to ask questions in the exam on the things that are different between the books. That will only carry on and for the next, 4 or 5 months. And from January the 1st, 2012, all syllabuses will be based on 2011 version of ITIL. All exams will be rewritten again based on the new version of ITIL as well. So it gives course providers and delegates some time, if you're halfway through the process, to get ready for that. You got a bit of notice. As we're talking about updates, just mention, probably some of you are aware about ISO 20000, the standard based on for service management based on ITIL. There is a 2011 version of that that's been published within the last 2 months or so. And from a training course perspective, there's new syllabuses for all the ISO 20000 courses, Foundation, Practitioner, Auditor's course available from APM, same place as your ITIL courses. I'm pleased to say that Fox IT and Knowledge Pool have all new ITIL and ISO 20000 2011 syllabuses courses available right now, or right from August, yes, from August the 8th, so right now. So you can go on the latest and get the latest if you want to attend any courses through Knowledge Pool. You should talk to your local representative. Also available are the 2011 versions of some of the innovative implementation accelerators that we supply. They're also based on the latest version. They've all been updated now to include new processes and updates to the processes, including the popular process tool Fox Prism. Just got a couple of minutes left. I just wanted to have another little poll if I can. So this is a little bit about what the level of education you're planning over the coming period. So we'll just let that one carry on for a minute. One thing I just wanted to finish off by mentioning is that one thing we've done a little bit of work on is just started. We haven't completely finished taking this as far as we want to, but what we have done is understanding which ITIL courses should people attend depending on the roles they're in. So if you're a change manager, what ITIL course should you attend? If you're an account manager, what course should you attend? Or an auditor, or whatever. I've linked this, so we've linked this to Sophia with a skills framework for the information age, which some of you may be familiar with, to do that. But before I show you the results of that, I'll just tell you the results of the poll. 22% are going to do no training, not planning any training. 17% foundation only. 44% are moving on to foundation life cycle. And 17% have an ambition to do a combination of courses to achieve the ITIL expert status. Very interesting, and thanks very much for taking part in the poll. This is just a very short excerpt from the role description. Here we've got for example, let's pick one, business relationship manager, works at Sophia level, required levels 5 and 6, and what we're saying, they need a service, from an ITIL perspective, they need a service management foundation course and the capability course SO and A. I'm not going to go through all these. And if they want additional training, these are the recommended courses that we would recommend, and this is the order that we would say they should do it in if they want to achieve an expert status. Obviously, they have to finish with the managing across the life cycle. So if anyone is interested in seeing the full document and that, if they contact their local representative from either Knowledge Pool or Fox IT, then we'll be pleased to share that with you. So I don't know if we've got any questions. We're just about on time. I started 2 or 3 minutes after time. So has anyone got any questions they would like to ask? Just waiting to see if any questions come through. Just to emphasize what I said at the beginning, you will be sent a copy via email of the slides and the recording. And if you want us to help us find the appropriate training, then please contact your local representative.